Okay, the Articles of Confederation happened in 1777. This was the first agreed upon constitution regarding the 13 colonies. The Articles of Confederation also agreed upon a working government for the states, and was later added to the Constitution on March 4th, 1789. Articles of Articles of Confederation was a 5-page written agreement which laid the guidelines of how the national government of America would function. The preamble of the article stated that all signatories agree to certain Articles of Confederation and perpetual union between the 13 original states. It had a total of 13 articles which formed the guidelines for functioning of then federal government, along with the conclusion and signatory section for the states to sign. Article 1 gave the new Confederacy a name, the United States of America. Article 2 gave all the states sovereignty, freedom, and independence, and alongside all those powers which were not specifically given to the national government. Article 3 implied that different states should come together to facilitate common defense, secure each other's liberties, and work for each other's welfare. Article 4 granted the freedom of movement to all the states of the nation as a whole, which allowed people to move freely between the states and also entitled them to get the rights established by the particular state. It spoke about the need of respecting each other's laws and a cause to extradite criminals. Article 5 spoke about the national interests of the United States and asked each state to send delegates to discuss the same in Congress. It gave each state one vote in Congress and restricted the period for which a person would serve as a delegate. It gave the members of the Congress the power of free speech and ruled out their arrest until the crime was something serious such as treason or felony. Article 6 put some restrictions on the states and disallowed them from getting into any sort of treaty or alliance with each other or waging a war without the consent of Congress. It disallowed the states from keeping a standing army but did give them permission to maintain the state militia. Article 7 gave the state legislature the power of appointing all officers ranked colonel and above whenever the states were to raise an army for the purpose of self-defense. Article 8, each state was to pay a particular sum of money, like taxes, to the national treasury, and added that all the national expenses, including war costs, were to be deducted from this common treasury. 9 highlighted all the powers given to Congress of the Confederation, and including the right to wage wars and make peace. 10 laid the guidelines for the formation of an executive committee, which would work when the Congress was not in session. 11 stated that the approval of 9 of the 13 original states was mandatory to include a new state in the Union. 12 declared that America takes full responsibility for all debts which were incurred before the Articles came into existence, and 13 declared that it would be mandatory for all the states to abide by the decisions made by the Congress of the Confederation. It also declared that union would be perpetual. Most important of all, it put forth the stipulation that if any changes were to be made to the Articles of Confederation, it would require the approval of Congress and ratification by the states.